it's Danica, and welcome back to the Writing Nook, the home of insane experiments. In today's video, I'm going to be attempting to write 10,000 words in a day. Oh, am I crazy? Before attempting this challenge, the most words that I have ever written in a single day was 5,000 words. Doing this is basically like trying to double my word count record. I am currently Danica from the future, so I'm gonna flash you back to the night before I attempted the challenge, and then I will be back again at the end of the video to share with you kind of the pros and cons that I found from doing this challenge and whether or not I would ever do it again. Stay tuned to find out. So it's the night before the challenge, and I basically have a two-pronged strategy of attack. So the first thing that I just finished doing, I estimated the amount of time that I think it will take. I can write about 1,000 words in 20 to 30 minutes. At that rate, I would finish in about 5 hours. But I'm assuming that at certain points in the day, I will be like less productive than that. I'm giving myself 7 hours to do it. I think the key for me is going to be taking a lot of breaks. With that, I went through and made an hour-by-hour breakdown of my day, listing out my scheduled writing time and my break time. I also have word count goals for the end of each of my scheduled writing sessions. If at that time that it's like scheduled to end, I haven't reached the word count goal, I will just keep writing. The second thing that I'm doing is I'm plotting out all of the scenes that I want to write. I need to go back and finish up a little bit more, adding more detail to some of the more ending scenes, and then I am going to wrap things up for the night and get to sleep. I am waking up at 6 a.m. so that I can stretch the day out and have more time to work and have breaks. I'm gonna go get to that, and I will check back in with you guys tomorrow morning. Good morning, everyone. It is 6:30 and I am up. I am ready to write. I think I'm going to take about 10 minutes and kind of like get myself organized. And start. Okay, so I have my tea here, my Earl Grey. I also have some small little pastry to kind of tide me over. My first reward of the day for getting 2,000 words is going to be making myself a full breakfast, since I normally don't eat super early in the morning, so hopefully 2,000 words will time to about 8 a.m. and I think that will be perfect as far as eating. There are a whole bunch of like pre-recorded live streams on YouTube that I use a lot to write, so I think I'm going to start out by using one of Kate Kavanaugh's Pomodoro live streams. I like putting these on because they make me feel like I'm writing with other people, but you don't have the distraction of the live chat. See if I can get 2,000 words. Okay, so it is 7:53 and I just hit 1,000 words. So suffice to say, we're going a little bit slower than we had thought, but it took me a little bit longer, I think, to get into it than I had anticipated. I'm doing a little bit better. I don't know, I'm still not totally into it, and I really don't like what I'm writing, but it's fine. We just need to get through these scenes. I think I'm gonna try and get my next 1,000 words by 8:40. We're 1/10 of the way there. And it's not even 8 a.m. yet. One thing I just noticed is that when I started today, I actually had just about 70,000 words. So I'm gonna get to pretty much an even 80,000 by the end of today if I win this challenge. I hit 2,000 words and it is only like 8:30. Yes, goal succeeded. So now I finally can go take a shower. Should be great. Get dressed and then cook myself some breakfast. I'm gonna try and get started writing again at 10 o'clock. So that gives me an hour and a half to get ready and take a little bit of a break. I just took a shower, I did a little bit of yoga, and I ate a fabulous family classic breakfast with my dad. I feel revitalized, rejuvenated, and ready to restart. Unfortunately, I am 15 minutes past when I was supposed to have started my next writing session, but I figured now is as good a time as any to talk to you a little bit about why I'm even doing the 10K day challenge in the first place. I feel very strongly that with this first novel, I want to get through the whole cycle. I wanted to try outlining, which I did. I wanted to draft and, try a little bit of pantsing, which I did and am doing. And then I really want to get to revising and see what revising is like for me and what that process is like, because I've never gotten to revise a book before. And since I know a lot of authors feel like revising is kind of where they create their novels, I'm really excited to see what revising will be like for me and if I will have that same experience. I already have full plans for how I want to rewrite Act 1, and I really want to start that, but I'm forcing myself to finish the book because I think I really need to see the full cycle. So that's part of the reason why I'm doing this 10K days. I'm trying to get some momentum so that I can hopefully keep this up through ending this draft so that I can put it aside for a few weeks and then come back to it and try revising. I have about 2.5 hours blocked off for this next session. I'd like to hit 5,000 words by the end of it. If I hit my 5,000 words, my reward is going to be baking. Let's go. Okay, so I got a little distracted. It's 11 a.m. and I think I've written 200 words. I'm gonna go lay on my bed and see if that helps and maybe put on some music. Unclear, but I need to do something to focus because I'm not focusing well, so let's do that. Wow, this worked wonders, honestly. I wrote 1,500 words in about 30 minutes, which is great. So now I have close to 4,000 words, and it's only a little after 12. So I think I'm going to get the rest of 4,000, then I'm gonna take a small break and finish my scarf, and then get my final 1,000 before I break for lunch and baking. Woo! Made it! Okay, so now, time to finish the scarf. It's finished! Okay, so it is a little after 1 o'clock. I am a little bit behind schedule, but I am about to get my last 1,000 words before I hit my 5K words, and then I am going to start baking. I think I'm going to use WriteorDie again because I had so much success with that last time. I really got into a flow with it. There's something about forcing yourself to write. I really got into the scene and got excited about it, so I think I'm going to do that again, and hopefully I can get 1,000 words in about 20 minutes. We'll see. I did it. I hit 5,000 words. It's a little later than anticipated. It's about 2:25 p.m. The day's halfway over and I'm halfway done. So that seems great. Since I hit my 5,000 words, I am going to go ahead and get my almond cake in the oven. Let's see. Much better. After a brief debacle with the almond extract, it has now been found. Mission accomplished. I just hit 6,000 words. It is 5 o'clock, but all is not lost. I've got 4,000 words left. I'm definitely on a roll. As far as my story, I'm really getting into it so much more than I had, to the point that I would have writing sprints and I would just keep writing as the sprint was over. But we're getting close, which is exciting. There are a lot of things wrong with this draft. My characters, I think, are all over the place. I feel like some people have genuinely changed personality, and I think it'll be interesting when I reread this to decide which person essentially makes more sense in the story, because I'm gonna have to pick one. In my drafts, when I have a problem with something, I put it in double brackets.
Like, for example, I put here character motivations. What are they?
I'll put down ideas for things that I should probably do differently, and also kind of immediate moment critiques. I think it'd be interesting to see if my like immediate moment critiques are accurate when I read back on it. Am I correctly diagnosing what I'm doing wrong as I'm doing it? Or will I look back and say, wow, I was totally off. Like maybe I didn't have a problem, or I did have a problem, but it was something totally different. I can feel my writing getting better the more that I write and the more comfortable I get. And throughout the day, I think I'm writing better. I think that's the purpose of this draft for me, is to be able to write a large volume so that when I go back to really write it for real, I will be more practiced. Still just really looking forward to the revision phase. I really honestly think that the final draft of this is gonna be like unrecognizable. I don't think it's possible for the book to have, like the final draft book, to have all of the ideas that I'm including in the zero draft. Like this zero draft is all over the place. But what I like about this process is that I really think I'm coming up with better ideas than I did when I was just outlining. So it's sort of like a long form outline brainstorm. I think what I'm gonna do, it's 5 o'clock, it's 5:07. So I'm gonna do a 30-minute sprint and see if I can hit my 7,500 word goal, which was my goal originally to have by 4:30. It's currently 5. Enough talking, gotta get back to writing.
I have a little over 7,000 words, but still not my 7,500, and it is about 8:30 p.m.
Suffice to say, a little bit behind schedule, which is like, I think the story of this whole day. I'm gonna get on a 30-minute writing sprint. I think we're gonna use WriterorDie because I get more in the zone. I like my writing more, oddly, I think, when I use WriterorDie. If you've never heard of WriterorDie before, I will link them down below. It's an excellent website that basically forces you to write, and if you don't, like if you stop writing, I think for like 10 seconds, maybe it's longer than that, it starts making just horrifying noises at you that you do not want to hear. You can set an amount of time and a number of words that you want to hit, and you can like track your progress, and also it'll get angry at you if you stop writing. Very helpful if you're trying to do a true word sprint where your fingers never stop moving. So I'm gonna do a 30-minute WriterorDie sprint, and I will let you guys know how much I get out of that. Let's go. I just hit 9,000 words. I'm so close, but I'm also so tired. I think the last 1,000 words are gonna be kind of hard. Because I'm starting to get tired, starting to slow down. This next scene, I'm afraid that I'm just making it longer for the sake of making it longer, which I don't want to do. I'm not consciously trying to do it. This is part of the story that will get drastically changed. But anyhow, I hit 9,000 words. Even still, even before hitting the 10K, this is the most I've ever written in a day ever. But I still believe that I can hit 10K, so nose to the grindstone. Gonna get back to it. Look at this! I did it! I did it! I hit 10,000 words. I actually hit over 10,000 words. I got 10,177 words today, which is absolutely mind-blowing. This is completely a new personal record for me. To be honest, I don't even feel that wiped out. Like, I'm pretty tired right now, but that's because it's like close to my bedtime. But like as far as like writing, there wasn't really any point today that I felt like I was totally tapped out creatively. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did this. Now I know I can do this, which is great. And I'm hoping that this will be a great kickstart to the rest of the week. I now have like 80,000 words in my story, and I'm so much closer to finishing the first draft. Yes. I think I'm gonna get some sleep and have some more thoughts tomorrow. So exciting. Okay, so it's the next day, having accomplished the challenge, and I have a few thoughts. On the pro side, I was really able to get into a state of flow. I think that there's something about forcing yourself to write a lot very quickly that really forced me to like get in the scene and really see it as I was writing it, and I think that that allowed me to be more creative. Actually, I wrote my favorite line of the book so far during the sprint yesterday. It also allowed me to write a ton of words in a time where I'm really just trying to get through my first draft so that I can start revising revising. So I really appreciate that I was able to get through so much of my story in such a short amount of time, and I'm so much closer to being able to write the end on this draft, give it a few weeks, and then come back to start all the revisions that I already have planned. On the con side though, I think it's important to note that when writing fast might not always be good for me at every point in the writing process. I do think right now in my writing career and also in my novel, quantity over quality is kind of the name of the game. But I think there certainly will be times when like writing 10,000 words in a day will not be good for the quality of my writing. If I'm at kind of a prose level edits, then maybe trying to write 10,000 words is not going to be as useful. But I don't know. I haven't done it yet. And also, you know, sometimes forcing yourself to write isn't as fun and it can be a little bit draining. I think the biggest thing I noticed about this challenge is that I actually wasn't all that drained. Throughout the day, I generally felt energized and creative. And I think that that is in large credit to the fact that I had outlined fairly thoroughly all of the scenes that I was going to write. So I never felt completely uninspired. I knew what I was going to write and I never really hit a true wall. Pros and cons aside, I think I really enjoyed the experience. I definitely think that I would do it again in a situation like this where I'm trying to get a lot of words quickly. Let me know if you've ever done this before or if you're thinking about doing this in the future. I'm definitely curious how this has worked out for other people. I hope that you're all doing well. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you all right back here very soon. I'm doing a scary thing. It has so many mistakes, but you know, that just means that it's made with love. I think the biggest lesson of today is that my earphones are terrible. You can totally hear that. Come on, Apple.